Welcome home. We are WNST, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore. We are Baltimore positive, positively getting the Maryland Crab Cake Tour out on the road as though I haven't had enough crab cakes. I brought one home from Coco's over the weekend. Don't tell Marcella, but I split it into 6 little crab melts with extra sharp cheddar cheese on my little Bay's English muffins. It was so good. If you're hearing anything this week, it's probably from Coco's last week, but this Friday, we're back at it, Pizza John's in Essex, which makes Luke happy. It makes me happy to be able to split my French fries and gravy with some people that aren't my high school goons. We'll be there on Friday afternoon. All afternoon, we will have scratch offs in the Maryland Lottery. This has been a really fun batch because there's 4 different pieces of artwork, whether it is the Bay Bridge, whether it is birds and mollusks and crabs and crustaceans, or whether it is the ponies of Assateague, or my favorite, the boardwalk in Ocean City, which will be at Mako in August. We'll be doing that on Friday at Pizza John's. Next Thursday, we are at Planet Fitness in Timonium, our favorite location. I'm looking forward to getting Angel back on, wearing my funny hat. And then on the 13th, we'll be at Fadley's at Lexington Market for the Crab Derby. That is Preakness week, even though the Preakness is in Laurel. We'll still be back in Baltimore City on the 13th. Ivan Bates is going to be my guest that day. Yankees are in town. Luke will be coming by. Then on the 21st of May, we're back finally in Catonsville at the Fishmonger's Daughter, our inaugural voyage there, although I did have just an unbelievable meal there. Damie Hahn, the Divine family, the Fadley's family now moving into Catonsville. And I love families. I have a lot of families that sponsor what I do here. None harder to pronounce on a regular basis than Farnan and Dermer. The only thing that would make it harder is Farnan and Dernan or Farmer and Dermer, but I can't get the commercial of Farmers Bank on. Zach Dermer, much to the chagrin of other sports radio people, actually called me and said, I want to sponsor WNST and Baltimore Positive. He has become, along with his family, sponsors of all of our HVAC plumbing needs. The plumbing thing was crazy a couple weeks ago. So it's the first time I've had Zach on because he couldn't have a crab cake and couldn't go to the baseball game and all that stuff. But dude, I got a lot to get to with you, not just the draft and the Orioles and your sports fandom and what's going on with your family and me wearing your sweatshirt and all that other stuff. But like, I had a real serious family emergency. There's no emergency like when my phone goes off in Minneapolis, Minnesota on a 28-degree morning, and I've just been rocking with Springsteen all night, and my phone went off. Worst nightmare. My wife's calling me at 6 a.m. Central Time,
Yep.
and it was like that Flintstones call. Like, I'm answering it and I'm like, something's got to be wrong, right? Because, like, why is she calling me at 6 a.m.? She would not do that. That never happens. There's something going on. She's like, flood, pipes, what? Call somebody, yeah, yeah, water, bucket. And I'm like, whoa, whoa. I'm like, you just woke me up. Like, what am I going to do? And I'm like,
Yeah, I mean these things, ooh, they never
yeah,
happen in a good time, right? I mean it's
dude, I don't even know, but like, and I don't even know what possessed me. Like, I didn't mean to call you. I think I butt dialed you, but I was trying to text you. Then you tried to call me, and then she's trying to call me. She's like, "Don't call me. I got water and I got pipes." And like, dude, you are like, you got to be a little bit like a closer, like in a baseball, or a little bit like the backup quarterback, or
yeah.
like the kicker or the punter. You got to come in and just act like the rush isn't happening because, like, you get that call from like a freaked out dude like me, like my wife's underwater, I'm in Minnesota, she's in
Yep.
Towson, help me, right? Basically.
Oh yeah, you gotta just help calm people down. Obviously the situation, it could always be worse. We just gotta minimize the damage. And that's a lot of times it's just how quickly we can get to you,
I
right?
didn't ask her to FaceTime me and show me what's going
Yeah.
on. I just sort of like, you need something that I can't provide from the Courtyard Marriott in downtown Minnesota right now. Like, we need a plumber and we need it right
Yep.
now. And it turned out, like, from what Sean told me, who was, great guy, has been over doing all sorts of work around our place, that like we have a soft pipe. Does that make any sense after the
Yeah.
place being built in the 1980s, that like we'd have a problem like this? Because
I mean it
I'm so
happens.
afraid it's going to happen again.
Yeah, well, I mean it happens and I think it was just in a weld joint. So just where two copper pipes connected together, it just over the course of years, a lot of people on not on city water, and I believe you're on city water right
I
now.
am not on city water,
You're not
man.
on city
I am a
water.
well
So
man all the way
that's
through. So we always
yeah.
had the little green, blue, orange,
Yep.
Technicolor, water coming in. So yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that makes it even more of a possibility for that to happen. Not to push the panic button. It's just it is what it is. on city water, it's a little bit softer.
Other than you bringing
So
every pipe in here and changing it out, what can you do when
yeah.
you've got 50-year-old pipes? I mean, it's the same problem to your point that every municipality would have, which is we built our
Mhm.
pipes when, we replaced them when, and we replace them when they blow up, basically, right? When they spring a
Yeah.
leak, right?
Yeah. Well, that, I mean, in today's modern era, there are some like automatic shut-off valves, and there's some things out there, some fancy, you know, connected tools,
I need
smart
to be
home
more
tools.
fancy, Zach. You know that
Yeah,
about
well,
me, you
yeah.
know?
Well, I mean, there's stuff like that. It's not 100% accurate. I mean, that's the issue. It's not 100% proven at this point. But there are some devices that, if it senses a leak in your home, it'll actually shut the water off. So before it creates a huge
Where the
issue.
hell were you in '03 out in White Marsh when I had the hurricane that came the one that wiped out Bully's quarters?
Okay.
Isabel.
Okay.
Isabel. Remember this? You're
I
young.
was 12, so I do not remember that.
Gosh,
Um,
Jesus. Somebody brought up the Chase Amtrak incident and it was 86 and I know you weren't around in 86,
no,
right?
1991. So
You guys young guys keep me young. I swear you
yeah,
do cuz you let me know just how old I am and then I realized like oh, this guy thinks I have wisdom to go with all that age, which is, hopefully the reason you're here. Because I certainly feel that way, even though you don't know who Schneider is. I'm
yep,
glad you have a bunch of Schneiders out there, Farn and Dermer, to come in here and rescue my wife at like. You guys were here within 90 minutes. I mean,
oh
I
yeah,
say this on the ad and it says it on the website at the Comfort Guys and all that. Like that, like you cared. I mean, you cared a lot. Like
yeah,
7 in the morning when I'm underwater, you're like, let me call your wife. Like, don't call my wife. She doesn't want to talk to you. She just wants people out. I mean,
yeah,
but it really is one of those things. Now, it's different when you click your heater on and it doesn't work. As long as
yep,
it's not on fire and it's hot in the house, you can figure something out. But when it's water's a different gig. Water and
yeah.
fire, I don't
Waters.
mess with.
Oh
Wind
yeah,
too. I don't mess with wind either.
no, yeah, but no, that's the difference with us, and it's not just you. Obviously, we're gonna take care of our main man Ness, but that's what separates us from a lot of these big companies. We're quick. I mean, I talk to people on the phone all day long, and yeah, they're obviously under
Are
distress,
you
whether they
always
don't
this
have
calm?
AC.
I mean, because this is one of the
You
things,
just
like
try
I
to
said to
be.
my phone, I'm like, I'm having Zach on the show and he knows a lot about sports and he's a little nervous maybe coming on or whatever and
Yeah,
show and tell and sort of that giving a speech in front of the class. Wait, I'm like, but like he knows about all of this stuff. I said, but he's like really calm. And I'm thinking
yeah,
in your business, when people are freaked out on a 115-degree day and they're thinking, I'm glad I didn't buy that thing from that out of town, company that's going to get here a week
yep.
from Wednesday when it's 112 degrees.
Oh
That's
yeah.
literally what you advertise. So,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
we
came
try
through
to
for
calm
me.
people down, and we get to people quick. I mean, we're like Jimmy John's, but for HVAC and plumbing.
I
We're
don't want to
freaky
call you
fast.
ever
So
again like that. I mean, like you're not the guy I want to call when the
no,
leak is going on, especially like when I'm running around South America, my wife's running around Italy. I mean,
yep,
at least it happened when I was like on this continent and
true.
my wife was here to put it out because like
Yep,
she found it pretty quick. But yikes. I mean, plumbing, HVAC, AC, it sounds unsexy, but I promise you when the truck pulls up and you're flooding,
yeah,
like there's nobody better to see than you. Like
yeah.
literally, you're the pilot at that point.
Hey, we try to we get to people's house. They're under distress. When we leave, they're happy and giving us a hug and just yeah, thankful.
How many
And
people called you when I was sweating my Mikey Honis off? I texted you 2 weeks ago. I went to the
yep,
Orioles Diamondbacks game, and people were bitching at me like, "How could you be so hot?" I'm like, come down here and see why nobody's
in the
sitting in
sun.
the sun. Why
Yep,
everybody's up underneath. It was 90, and it was a hot 90, and it was in like right in the middle of the sun. And I'm thinking, you told me you couldn't go because it was going to be too hot, and people were going to put their AC on, and
yep,
they were going to break you that day. Did you get broken on
yeah.
that Wednesday?
Oh, it was crazy, and this happens all the time. I mean, and most of these people they know that the AC didn't work last September, right when
Oh,
it was
right.
100 degrees.
Okay.
So
They
like,
just
oh,
forgot to call.
exactly. So you kind of poo-poo it off. And this time of year, you can't do that. I mean, especially our weather in Maryland. My goodness, back and forth. 90 degrees 2 weeks ago.
I'm
Last
wearing
week
a
we had that
sweatshirt
30
not to
degree.
promote you. I'm wearing it because I'm cold. I mean,
Yeah, I
literally.
mean it's hard out there. It's not it's cold this week. But yeah, the problem doesn't go away just with time, right? So when you have the issue, call us. We'll take care of it right away. But We
Don't
were
wait
certainly
for it
pretty
to be
busy.
100, basically,
Correct.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
message here before we get to sports. All right, Zach
Exactly.
Dermer's here. He is Farnan and Dermer. Tough to say. Great to have on your side, the comfort guys. Give the phone number. Tell everybody just how to find you. I mean, I'm assuming they can find you off my website if they know how to spell your name. If they put the comfort
Yep.
guys in, you're in Owings Mills. And literally, since the last time I had you, a lot's changed since the last time I had you on. But especially with the Orioles and the hopes and all that. But just since the
Yeah.
last time I had you on, I needed you, and like you were in my phone to text you. But
Yep.
I don't give the phone number because I think people call under duress. They go to the website, I
Sure.
guess, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of people go to the website, which is easier than our name. Foreign Dermer is a mouthful, obviously. Type in acbaltimore.com. Pretty
Simple.
simple. acbaltimore.com. Phone number's 410-367-7777. Pretty
I'm
easy.
going to say that more in
Um,
the ads. I
yeah,
think I'm
it's
just going
it's
to make that the new ad. That's an
yeah,
easy number.
quadruple seven. It's easy. You can call us, text us anytime.
I'm going to play
However you
off
get a
that
hold of us.
seven thing. When my AI
Yeah.
clone gets a hold of your commercials, oh, you
Yep.
have no idea how good your commercials are going to be here. Zach
Awesome.
Dermer is here. All right, so what do you want? You want baseball or football? Like, what do you want to do? Because
Yeah. It's,
if you were calling in today and you're inspired to say something about anything that happened over the weekend, 17-1, Red Sox manager getting fired, then them winning
yeah.
on Sunday, starting pitching, nobody's hitting the ball, Pete Alonso's money, the
Yep.
Ravens drafting tight ends and wide receivers, drafting a guard but not a center.
Yep.
Like, we, there's a lot on the plate here this week.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the baseball team, oof, the Birds are really struggling. They just can't get out of their own way. I mean, defensively, you and Luke talked about it early on before the season started. You said they kick balls around. I mean, they're certainly doing that.
I forget how much it hurts you when
Um,
you kick the ball around.
yeah. I mean, it's just
The
yesterday,
fourth
Jeremiah
out
Jackson
thing
routine.
always opens the door for like
Yeah.
chaos,
Oh,
literally.
it's yeah, and they just can't get out of their own way. They're not excelling at anything, right? I mean, starting pitching, it's a bit of an issue. I mean, Trevor Rogers hopefully bounces back. Bradish. There's not many bright spots, besides maybe Brandon Young in the starting pitching
Yeah, now Kramer's
area.
hurt, right?
Yeah.
And it looked like Rutschman was on Friday night. I like seeing him be the hero of the game. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
so many out of town people that I talked baseball with back in February, March before the season started, it was like, hey, Rutschman's a 1-1. He's going to bounce back, and Holiday's going to be here. And,
Yep.
the Westberg thing, they're just missing so many of the pieces that I
Sure.
believe they had, let's say on Valentine's Day when they gave Bassett the money and said he's going to be the fourth or fifth starter in this.
Yep.
Eflin looked good down in spring training, and that looked like and is to me. I believed Holiday was going to come back quicker. Luke believed it to be quicker than I did, and he and I fought about that. The loss of Westberg to me, he's the natural in all of this that I always saw 550 at bats from him until I didn't. Until it's now the
No.
middle of March and they're like, well, it'll be out a couple of weeks. And it's almost like dealing with the Ravens with the Lion with the injuries. Like now we believe Matabike is really going to play 17 games. Like maybe, I don't know. We
Yeah.
believe Max Crosby was going to be a Raven until he wasn't. But I would say this for draft weekend for the Ravens, they kept my eye on the ball over the weekend to say what are they doing, where are they using all these draft picks. But I'm with you, like I want the Orioles to have a real season, and with 7 games against the Yankees in the next 2 weeks, they have these low lights coming up right now, and it just looking all out of kilter from the starting rotation to how they hit the
Yep.
ball to how much they strike out to how they kick the ball around to how the bullpen and the bench players have been their stars the first 4 weeks of the season. I don't know. The
Yeah.
stars need to step and be stars, man.
Yeah. When Jeremiah Jackson and Leody Taveras are your best hitters, eh, it's a bit of an issue, especially after paying Pete. And I do think it's so early. I mean, it's 30 games in almost,
Getting late early though.
but
Come on.
it's yeah, it can get late early pretty quickly. Um, we'll see. We got the
Yankees got to play
Astros.
better again. Well,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and then the
Astros.
Yankees.
I
I mean,
mean,
I'm
yeah,
again tripping 2 out of 3, losing 2 out of 3 to another last place team
yep.
would be unacceptable around here.
Oh, for
Zach
sure.
Darmer's here. He is Farnan and Darmer. They take care of our HVAC, our plumbing, and a little bit of our sports needs as well. He and his family have been season ticket holders for these teams, supporting the team, supporting the community. Man, I bump into people all the time. Steve Miles did my show 2 weeks
Yep.
ago on Friday down at Fadley. Steve and I have been friends for 40 years. And first thing, I hear Farnan and Dermer. They did all my, and then Mr. Stadium, and like just
Yeah.
you do this around town. I mean, I'm sure you probably have helped a couple Ravens here and
Oh
again.
yeah.
You get these baby birds coming in. 11 new players. The center thing, wherever we are, I don't know what we talk about so much when I can't lean into what Harbaugh thinks or what Harbaugh wanted to do. It's now all like what DaCosta wants to do with
Yeah.
the new coach. And this is a fascinating turn for me to see where they are with the offensive line and what they're trying to do with the offense. And they brought four new skill position players in the draft this weekend, tight ends and wide receivers, mixed
Yep.
bag on the drafting side of that, not necessarily on the tight end side, but it does tell me that they're looking for weapons for Lamar.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely needs weapons around him. You know, you kind of expect, not to sound like, some of our fellow reporters, Jason Lockenfora with Derrick Henry, he's not so high on him, meaning he thinks he's going to have a regression. I mean, at some point that's going to happen. He is, how old is Derrick Henry now? Is he 30,
32, I think.
32? So, I mean, he's
I'll
not going
get
to be
that
great
official
forever.
for you. Yes.
Um, that and you need weapons. Yeah, obviously. I mean, the more weapons you have, the better chances you'll succeed. Defensively, I think we're going to be a lot better off than we were last year,
He is 32,
especially
by the
if
way. He
Matt.
turned 32
Okay.
January 4th, so he's 32 right
Okay.
now.
Yeah,
Yes.
so father time catches up, especially with these big running backs. Besides, I mean, he takes care of himself better than anybody, but catches up at some
I think
point.
the thing that catches up when you have a crappy offensive line, it catches up
Yeah.
quicker.
Well, exactly. That's for sure. But no play. I mean, this Venga, is that how you say his?
Yeah, Venga,
Yeah. Okay.
Ioani. Yes, I'm working on that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's a beast. So I mean, I think that'll help impact on day one. So
Well, Luke thinks they're going to keep him right side because John Simpson has played left side, that would be the way that they would see it playing. I'm interested to see who their center is going to be. I'm interested to see what Ronnie Stanley and Rosengarten, what
yep.
they represent right now in regard to this being an elite operation, not just an okay offense. The elite part of the operation happens on first down for me. And I've been harping on this ever since I saw the 2018 and really the 19 Ravens show me what second and two and second and one all day long looks
Yep.
like for a defense. And a lot different than second and 12 in the Joe Flacco era when first down breaks down, or second and 10 when you try to throw the ball on first down and you can't.
Yep.
And this is where possession and Zay Flowers and 80 catches last year, whether he's going to be a bigger part of that, and no Keaton Mitchell, no Isaiah Likely, so no John Harbaugh, no Todd Monken. I mean,
Oh,
there's
it's
just a
gonna look
lot of
different.
change going
Yep.
on here, and this install and where Lamar is with this, and the comfort level of a 29-year-old offensive coordinator and a 29-year-old quarterback getting
Yep.
together and trying to bake up what they're going to do with this big load of a guard who Penn State had flanking out like Pat Ricard. So,
Yeah.
but Pat Ricard was so a weapon of Harbaugh's mind and Bo Schembechler. I mean, Pat Ricard playing offense was John Harbaugh's baby, his idea all along. The athleticism, the bulldog and Ricard and all that. As much as Harbaugh wasn't tied to offense in any way, certainly
Yep.
was his idea. I'm interested to see what the ideas of the new the new offense are going to be with a whole different cast of players at this point.
Oh yeah, it's gonna look a whole lot different. I mean, we gotta see what Declan Doyle can cook up, and pretty optimistic. I think it'll be interesting, if nothing else. So
We
it's
get
gonna look
three-time
different, and
MVP quarterback, so
yeah,
they got a lot to be
no,
optimistic about as long as he's excited about it and feels to me like he's in camp and the
yeah,
fresh blood, the new leadership, and all of that. Um, it does provide a pep in your step, sort of like when you hire a new person, right? I mean, you get some
yeah.
fresh blood around your place, right?
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of that, we are hiring. That's a nice little segue there. Looking for HVAC installers and service technicians to come join our
What does
team.
that mean? I always kid you about Schneider, and you're going to Google One Day at a Time, Valerie
Yeah.
Bertinelli, Mackenzie Phillips. You can check it out. I don't even know the actor's real name. He just was Schneider. He was the guy that had a tool belt, and he fixed things around the apartment. And we all need somebody like that. And I've
Yeah.
never been that guy. When this telecom thing doesn't work out after 4 decades, like she would be somebody that would be in that space, say, hey, I could learn how to be an electrician or a tech because she's thinks like that.
Yeah.
I
Oh, you have
never,
to be.
I thought like a sports radio, I actually thought like a reporter, but I
Yeah.
thought like a sports radio guy is how I
Yep.
think. What kind of experience does it take to be a tech in your industry in this day and age?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta, think like the missus there. You gotta be a kind of a critical thinker, just a troubleshooter in general. You go to people's houses, they're in distress, no heat, no cooling. Um, you gotta remain calm. You gotta just try to get them back in service as quickly as you can. Also, just have to be a people pleaser, right? You're dealing with people, whether they're upset or not. We just gotta smooth them over, make them happy, make them comfortable. But just overall, just troubleshooting skills, being able to just look at the big picture. Why is this unit doing this? Why is this unit making this kind of noise?
How does that training
Whatever it
work?
may
Like,
be.
I mean, you went to college, I went to college. I always think of people like trade schools. I'm from Dundalk. I mean, people that many people I grew up with went
Yep,
into whatever the trades were, laying bricks, doing welding, construction, plumbing,
sure.
any of the trades, and have had beautiful lives 30 years later. And, they got their spread in Harford County. They do all that, but they didn't go to college, but they had apprenticeships back then.
Yep.
Like I had an apprenticeship at the paper. I don't know how your industry works at that point, but I'm thinking the only way you know how to put out a fire is to actually put them out.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And most guys, when they start out, their own HVAC installs will come to your house, your somebody's house, and replace their furnace and AC system. It'll be a master mechanic with a helper. And sometimes when you go to start the new system up, there may be an issue, and you kind of stumble through and troubleshoot. And that's kind of how you figure out the sequence of operation of these systems. Um, and again, not every house is the same. Not every symptom that a unit might be showing is the same. So you just kind of figure it out, and obviously the more you do it, just like anything else, the better you
Do you
get.
find systems like literally from the 70s that are still functioning and you have to
Yeah.
figure it out? Really?
Well, yes. I mean, at some point, these systems, you really can't
You can't get
revive
parts for
them.
things,
You can't
right?
get parts for things, and yeah, people, sometimes they don't understand if they have a 30-year-old air conditioner, and
That's
we
a
tell
long
them,
time
hey,
ago.
yeah, be like,
Hey, I
hey,
just got that
this,
in 96. It's new. It's like Camden Yards. It's new,
yeah, yeah,
right?
exactly. It's
It's not
brand
new.
new. No, it's not. I mean, the average life of a system 15 to 20 years. So yeah, 30 years, you got some great life out of it.
Man, I
And
got mine like 5 years ago and I feel like I just
yeah,
got it. And now you're telling me 15. I'm like 10, 15. I got
yeah,
to
well, hey,
shave so I feel younger, especially when I have you young guys on, like that.
yeah, well, I had to do that. My wife was telling me to get rid of the mustache, so it was time.
You look sharp. You look, I don't, that thing you guys are doing with the funny mustaches, I don't,
Yeah,
yeah, it's very Movember. But I don't know. I mean, I got the soul patch going on, but people think it's the Getty Lee thing because they're back out on tour and, you know, I'm there. I'm glad you're there for me. And I'm glad when my wife had this problem with the leaking thing going on that we have somebody we can trust. Farnan and
yep,
Dermer, they're there for you. They're the comfort guys, AC Baltimore, and all the sevens in the phone number that I'm going to be reading on the ads. They are around town. They're there to help you. And call now when it's like nice and 58 or 64.
yep,
Don't wait till it's 84 or 24 to call them, and they'll get out here in early May. Come see you, make sure everything's, and then you don't have to call them when it's that way. The first day it's 96, you just put the AC on, boom, it works
yep,
for you, no problem,
seamless.
right?
Yeah, no, hey, get your tune-ups in and be comfortable for
Yeah,
the
on our
year
next
ahead.
program, you're going to teach me the filters and all the things that
Yep.
I'm so terrible about doing
Yeah,
that
the DIY stuff, you can handle it. You have a little Schneider in you.
DIY. You said something earlier, like I wrote this down. You said, "Well, he's a master mechanic," and I'm thinking, I was a master of ceremonies last week for the beer and bots competition. It's the only master I've managed a master of ceremonies. That's it.
Yeah,
Somebody else is
yeah,
making a joke out there about master, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not a master mechanic by any
yep.
stretch of the imagination. Zach Dermer's here. Give the phone number again for anybody who wants to call you right this minute and say, "Hey, I hear you." By the way, my wife chipped her front tooth like
Wait,
badly, like witchy poo. She chipped it in Venice, Italy on day 4 of her trip.
Wait.
She had 8 days on the trip where she had a chipped tooth that she filed with a nail file. She came back, and our dentist, Dr. Lebo, love you, Dr. Lebo. Thank you, Mark Viviano, for turning me on to Dr. Lebo. Viviano's coming on the show soon, too. Um, she was happier to see Sean when the leak was happening than she
Yep.
was to even see the dentist when she looked like witchy poo. That's how much when your truck pulls up and people are in distress and duress, that it's
Yep.
even more important than seeing a dentist. That's
That's why
serious.
we're the comfort guys, you know? Hey, we provide comfort in many ways. But yeah, again, 410 367 quadruple seven, 410 367 7777. And we're
How
here
do I
for
not
you.
have that in the ad? I'm doing a lousy
Yeah.
job advertising your company for you.
We've had that number for, and we actually kind of stopped using it a little bit. We've had it for, because we were down in the Pimlico days. That 410 367 is
Right.
a
So it pinned you
Pimlico.
into that area. People thought you just
Yep.
were there. Right.
Yeah, exactly. But we have 100 different phone numbers, but it's an
You
easy
know, the
one to
hardest part
remember.
for me is now that I'm not sponsored by Wise Markets, I shop at all the supermarkets and trying to remember my White Marsh phone number from 1997 to put onto my Giant thing. And then the
Yeah.
Safeway number was the downtown home phone number from 2002.
Yep.
And ever since my parents died and I took the home phone number out there, I can still tell you, what the home phone number is. I mean, my
Yep.
grandparents, do you remember 7-digit numbers? Like when I said this on the air this week, when I call Pizza John's and I'll call them on Friday,
Yeah.
410 687 7733, because I've been dialing that number for pizza all of my life. Like I know that number. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Three
Hey,
six
not
seven
some numbers
seven
you
seven
remember.
seven seven is the number. That's
Yes,
five
sir.
sevens. Three,
That's
six, and
five.
all sevens.
Yes, sir.
All right,
It's
that's the
pretty
easiest
easy.
phone. That's such a good phone number. I should have been doing your radio ad for like 35 years. Like back when
Yeah.
phone numbers mattered.
Exactly.
All right. Well, you know how you know when your ad's working? When my competitors call you to advertise. That's
There you
when
go.
I know he's
Somebody's
been on
listening.
about a month. Yeah, he's been on
Yep.
about a month. Zach Dermer is here. He is Farland and Dermer. You can call him if you want him to advertise with you too on your podcast. Give him a ring. Hey, I haven't had you on. You said lock and forward to me. Are you April Fools hazing me, Sid Finch? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, sir. That's all. Thought that was
You're
pretty
too young
clever.
to remember
So
Sid Finch. Sid Finch was 80, 85. You weren't
yeah.
around.
I mean, I googled it when he told me to, and
Farland and
it's
Dermer was here.
yeah, that guy raked. So that
By the
was
way, my
cool.
favorite part of AI is everything, but my favorite part was on that day. So I dreamed up the lock and four thing. I think I told Raskin this before he went away because he was asking me about it. I
Yep.
was literally on Machu Picchu and I had like an hour and a half lunch between my morning where I was up top and the afternoon where I went down into the city. And I got a ticket the day before. It's a whole like Disney World experience, right? And they had a coffee shop, had a cappuccino and a muffin. And I'm just sitting there and I was trying to get these Brian Adams VIP tickets that I couldn't get in Bogota because I did not have a Colombian credit card. And I don't mean Colombia like Meriwether Post. I mean like Colombia with
Yeah.
the O, with Bogota and Medellin. So I'm sitting there and I was playing around with my clone and playing around on Facebook. I had just put a picture of me up being stupid at Machu Picchu. And I thought, like, all right, I was thinking about getting home at that point because I've been gone like 8 days at that point. I'm in the middle of Peru on a mountain. And I thought, I get home next week, opening day, opening day, opening day. And I'm like, hey, April Fool's Day's on Tuesday. Like, do I have a joke? And every year I ask myself, do I have a joke? And I ain't never had a joke. And I don't think they're funny when they're not funny. When they don't work, they miss. And
Yep.
I've never played an April Fool's joke 35 years on the radio. My wife would tell you it's so not in my wheelhouse. It's not my sense of humor at all.
Yeah,
Um,
well, it landed. The timing was right.
dude,
So
when I dreamed it up, I started giggling. Like, and I'm in Machu Picchu and I'm giggling, and I'm like, all right, now I need some ideas. And I'm like, it absolutely has to spell Happy April Fool's Day because that was the shtick on the excerpt. Is the first letter of every word spelled that? It was he's a something something. Yogi was the Y from happy, like, so the whole thing spelled out Happy April Fool's Day. I did it twice in my piece because I really wanted to emphasize when Locke and Fora read it, and his former podcast host, that they would realize, like, this was a serious throw. So I did it all. I put it all together. I wrote it all in my hotel room in Minnesota the night before my pipes exploded and I needed you.
Yep.
And I was writing it. I got so interested in making it great from a writing standpoint. I got my Plimpton and my Hunter S. Thompson and my whatever piece of, like, Harper Lee I would have, and whatever piece of Steinbeck that I never read any Stein. Well, I did read of Mice and Men, but Hemingway, which I've never read Hemingway, but I want to channel it anyway. My Kerouac. So when I'm writing as a writer and getting serious about it, the way Sean got serious about how to fix the smell that was going on here in my HVAC, um, I meant to take a nap in Minnesota. Like, I had a dinner plan with a friend to go. I just wrote 3.5 hours through my nap in Minnesota,
Yeah.
and I got going with it. And then I thought, is anybody going to buy this? Like, am I just being really stupid and thinking people would think this is real? And I thought, no. And the only person I told about it, and this was the wrong person to tell, was my wife. I told her about it like 3 days before when I left from Minnesota. I was sick as a dog, and I'm like, I've got this April Fool's idea. She's like, don't do it. You hate April Fool's jokes. Don't do it.
Yep.
And I didn't tell her anymore. I'm like, I'm not even going to share it with you. I'm not sharing. I'm not telling anybody. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell
Yep.
anybody. And I was in a hotel room on April Fool's Day. I woke up early. I did radio with Luke. It was April Fool's Day. And I'm like, do or I don't I? And I read it one more time. And I'm like, psst. And I
Send.
threw it out. And instantly people went crazy, hitting me everywhere. And I'm like, wow, this really landed.
Yeah.
And then what I really did that made it great for me, and this gave me the warm fuzzies, and it doesn't mean anything to you because you're a kid, is that portrait of the Mets guy with the no shoes on throwing the ball. I
Mhm.
put that into the AI goblins, into the banana rama, and I said, make it an Oriole guy and make it look like me. Make it like my hair, make the hair a little bit more rock and roll. And it made it. And I'm like,
Awesome.
that's abundanza. That's a chef's kiss right there. That's means we
Yeah.
got to do this. So I put it out, and dude, it went on for days. I had
I'm
somebody hit
sure.
me on April the 8th and said, I can't wait till you're locking four. And they were dead serious.
Yeah.
Like, they were. So
And
I
my
haven't
dad
heard from
thought it was
Jason. I
serious.
mean, I hope he's
Oh,
not
yeah.
pissed at me any more than he
Yeah.
usually is, but
Yeah, he can't be, but yeah, my dad believed it. My dad's like, hey,
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 all
hey,
right, I got
yeah. He was in the office, yeah, a couple feet down
another one.
from me. My nickname is Duke, and he's like, hey, Duke, do you see Ness hired Jason? I'm like, nah, it can't be.
Dad, it's
And
April
then
3rd.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But good stuff. Hey,
So here's my follow up, and I've been in the process of writing this as to it, and I think I'm going to release it on May 1st as part of, like being a month out on it. The real issue is that Lock and Four and I took this up with Chris Corman on the air last week,
yeah,
who is the sports editor at the Baltimore Banner, who I respect immensely. Obviously, the people that are on the air that come and sit and talk to me about whatever and don't hand me the notes, I have way more respect for them, especially the people that break the Justin Tucker story and deal with all the fallout and all of
yeah,
that. I love journalists and journalism, right? And so do you, which is why your family supports me, and I'm
yep,
appreciative. But the fact that Locke and Four and I aren't there asking questions about Max Crosby, and aren't there asking questions about this crappy starting pitching we've had, and asking
yeah,
questions about when Holiday's coming back, and when Cowser's going to hit the ball, and when Elias is going to do whatever Elias is going to do besides being a jackass or whatever
yeah.
Locke and Four wants to call. It gets called way worse on the internet. It's like
Oh
these
yeah,
Orioles people that ban me from having a credential. They get upset when I call them Bush League or neophyte. I said, well, don't act Bush League, and I won't
yeah,
call you Bush League. It's like Miley Cyrus. Don't make me tell people the truth about you. And then once I
yeah,
do, like, it's on you, not on me. But like, I am of the mindset with them not taking questions from the two most seasoned journalists in the literally now that Jerry's gone and Viviano's gone and Garcia.
Yep.
I mean, if Lock and Four and I were trained by real journalists, trained by
Yeah.
George Solomon and Jack Gibbons, people at a different level. And there's none of that left in these press conferences. And I think that that is my bigger message isn't Jason and Nestor are going to get together and say nasty things about Mike Elias. It's the fact that Mike Elias never has to answer a question from anybody and hid for 4 days when he fired his manager last year. Like,
Yep.
to me, that all of this is acceptable is incredible to
Oh,
me
it's
from a
crazy.
journalism standpoint. But
Yep.
and I told the group that I spoke to, the Italian Associated Italian Charities, and it was all Republican dudes who might have been a little bit different about me or whatever. I said to them, "Do you really want a world where the only one that gets to ask Steve Picciotti questions are his employees that are
It's
intimidated by
it's
it? Like
crazy.
it's
Oh, it's ridiculous. But I mean, being critical, when did that become such a, crime?
dude,
It
I'm
just
when I write to Rovac, and I'm going to, who runs their business operation with the Orioles, I'm going to be like, dude, if you think Bush League and neophyte, if that's what I'm calling you publicly, you should hear what I call you privately.
yeah.
Like
Oh, there's a lot to be critical
when my
of,
press box seat is
unfortunately.
empty on a
Yeah.
90-degree day when I invited you down that day because the Curio folks, thank you,
Yep.
Wendy and Becca for inviting me. But I went down to the game that day. Luke was at the Liars luncheon, and my press
Yep.
box seat is empty next to Steve Molesky in the press box because they won't let me in it. That's insane. They shouldn't
Yeah.
want any part of that with Peter Angelos, and they shouldn't want any part of silencing Jason Lockenfora either, who is
No.
somebody I have great respect for, which is I hope that that comes through in all of my writing that Lockenfora should be in there asking questions. He should be. So should I.
Yeah.
And I think anybody that supports free speech and really wants what's best for the Orioles and the Ravens should want they should want to be held to a higher standard than firing their manager on Saturday and hiding till Tuesday, or what even Alonso did a couple of Fridays ago when things were going bad. He like the, he came out and sought out the journalists and
Okay.
spent
Yeah.
time. I liked hearing that.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
nice. I mean,
forward accountability is so it tells
yeah.
me what you're about. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
just what you're about with your HVAC and your
Yep.
plumbing and your family reputation. That like when I call you today and I'm leaking, you're gonna like do everything you can do to help me. Like that's
Yeah, you try to be a stand-up organization and just, do things the right way, and you know,
Well, I
it's
got
not that
35
difficult. It
years of
shouldn't be.
pissing people off, but I'm doing it by trying to do things the right way, not the wrong way, on behalf of my family, my
Yep.
name, my journalism, and my appreciation for your support and your family. Farnan and Dermer, they are the HVAC and comfort guys. They're the plumbing guys when you need them in a pinch, and I certainly needed that earlier in the month. And they are supporting us here at WNST and Baltimore Positive and all of our sports coverage. Luke is the legitimate one. I'm the illegitimate one. They sponsor Luke. Says something about them. 410 367 7777. All of our sports reports brought to you by Farnan and Dermer, and you can reach out to them. Anything else you do? You just HVAC,
Yeah.
and plumbing, some sports leadership. Anything else? Am I missing?
Little T-ball leadership, yeah, for junior. But no, I mean,
How old's this
HVAC,
kid?
plumbing. 5.5.
How's
So,
T-ball going? Are they running the right way?
most of the time, and it's actually not T-ball. It's coach's pitch, and its age is 4 to 6. So you see
See,
some of
I
these
can
kids.
pitch like that without throwing my
Yeah.
arm out.
Oh, you could certainly pitch, but you just got to find bats. I mean, that's what it's all about, just finding the bat. So some kids swing a little higher, some kids a little lower. But
Percentage of kids that are 5.5 that are afraid of the ball
um, it's
when you
less than I
throw it
would.
to them. That they do
It's
this or
less.
they.
No, it's less than you would think, which is good. Some of the kids. I mean, you're supposed to wear a face mask, helmet with a mask. Some of the kids go no mask, which, whatever. But
I already
no,
knew
it's
I
good.
respected you and liked your family a lot because you called
Mm,
me and we talked about things. But the fact that you're teaching them baseball and not that lacrosse thing, I mean, no
Yeah.
offense to any lacrosse people
Oh, yeah.
because that's where all the Division One and all the money is in the but the lacrosse thing, you either get one or the other, kind of sort of right. When you're in the
Yeah, for
suburbs,
sure.
your kids are playing ball, and I love that.
Yep.
And it's not I'm not anti lacrosse. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
No.
Like
Yeah, I grew
Gabe
up playing
Pivick's gonna
baseball,
get
so it's
mad at me,
just
but we've been at this for 35 years.
sure.
It's just sort of it really is. And if I ever dined with Katie Griggs or Don Rovac or any of these Oriole people, or even Rubenstein, who I went out to Beth DeFilo to meet, like
Yeah.
the real enemy for them is lacrosse here for kids being interested in the sport in the way that they're going to need it for it to thrive, you know?
Yeah.
And I love baseball and
Oh
I, you
yeah.
know,
I grew up with baseball, and
and I'm not
that's
anti-lacrosse. It's just a
no, of course
shame that
not. Yeah,
they
it's true.
cross over. It's like playing
Yep.
football and soccer. Here, if you're a
Exactly.
kid, you can't. And I hate all the cordoned off of my little girl's going to play soccer or volleyball, and that's all she's going to play. She's going to get
Yeah.
a
No.
scholarship. And like, I like the fact that I played every sport, and I like the fact
Yep.
that, and if your kid hates t-ball, give him a lacrosse stick. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Right?
Oh, he. No, he loves every sport. And my middle one, Jack, he's 2.5. Yeah, we'll see if he wants t-ball or not, but he just kicks the ball around all day long. So he may try some soccer out, or hey, we're good for anything.
I'm
Get the kids involved.
qualified to coach baseball. Like
Yep.
I could come out and be a manager. I'm not qualified to do that for soccer. You know
Oh,
what I
either am
mean?
I.
Like I just wouldn't be good enough as you could do better as a soccer. You'd have a hard time finding a better baseball instructor than me for
Yeah.
kids. I mean, I think,
Oh, yeah.
and I have the
You know the game.
fun and patience and I don't care about winning anymore and
Yep.
like all that. So I don't know, man, dude, I'm probably doing an advertisement for my kid to make babies like you at this point.
Yeah.
And no, I can't. Listen, I went to Springsteen with a 22-year-old in New Jersey last week. My friend's son, my
Yep.
friend Leslie's son. She couldn't go to the show, and she's like, "My kid will go with you." And I'm like, "How old's your kid?" She's 22. He's buying me beer. I'm like, "I like this kid already." Yeah, So I got to see like a whole different side. I felt like a parent, like a grand. I don't know. My kid's 42, and he didn't want to go to New
Yeah.
York. He had to work. So, like, young people keep you young. So for me,
Yeah.
I'm not signing up to coach Little League because Corman's doing that for me already. I had him on last week, but
Yep.
I did coach Little League with my dad, and it was a highlight for me, a life highlight. My dad and I coached a Eastwood Little League team. So I
Awesome.
do this time of year, that does sound like fun to do for once. Like
Yeah.
maybe
Hey,
if
you
you
could be a
want me to come
guest
out and just
coach one
pitch to
day.
the kids one day, maybe I
Yeah,
would
you're
think about
welcome
doing
anytime.
that.
Yeah. Kingsburg Baseball League, where we play right off 140. If you know where the what's it called? It's right off 140, in between like Reisterstown and
Most
Finksburg, where we
important
play.
thing, are there like snowballs or hot dogs involved afterward?
There can be. There's always snacks. That's the highlight of the game. My son's always asking, "Who's
What kind of
bringing
snacks are we
snacks?"
talking here?
Whatever you like. Chips, cookies, sugary Capri Suns,
All
all,
right.
all good
Well,
stuff.
I'm from East Baltimore. We did snowballs.
Okay. Yeah.
Tutti
Good
Frutti,
deal.
egg custard, skylight, chocolate and marshmallow. And the bees always came for the friggin' marshmallows, so you
Oh
don't
yeah.
have to do that. And
Yep.
that machine grinding up. So yeah, Zach Dermer's here. He makes HVAC and plumbing happen for you. He made it happen for me and my family. We had a pipe burst here 3 weeks ago, and it was literally April Fool's Day that happened. It was literally April 1st that happened.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
anyway, the,
It's bad
the,
timing.
my wife
I
was
mean,
not joking when she said she was up there. She had buckets out and all that. 367-7777. I have to tell you what area code. You're a young old timer. You don't even remember when we were 301 back in the day, but we were. 410
yeah.
367 7777. They are the comfort guys at Farland and Dermer. Hey, when I have you on again, we will have beaten the Yankees 5 out of 7. We'll be fighting for first place and
Be
everything.
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, Alonso will have a dozen home runs by then. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you say it'll happen.
It's
Make it
fantasy
make it
land. I
happen.
don't know what's going on here. I'm just
Yeah.
hoping to
It's
keep the race in Baltimore for crying out loud the next couple of weeks.
yeah.
I am Nestor. We are WNST, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore. We never stop talking. Baltimore, positive. Stay with us.